Welcome back to You Can Handle the Truth Tarot. I am your host and reader, KC Phoenix. And Cancer, this is your birthday reading. And for some of you, you're like, wait a second, Cancer season is over. Yes, it is. I actually, when I was preparing to launch this channel, this has been something that's been in the works for several months, but at the same time, I just didn't feel like doing that much during Mercury retrograde. And as we're wrapping up Mercury retrograde, because the day I'm recording this is July the 24th. So we're just now entering Leo season and we're still in post Mercury retrograde for the next few days or so. But this will be launching around August the 1st, give or take. And that's when this reading will be up. But the energy is here, and I feel the reading is needed because for Cancers, especially with Jupiter leaving our sign, I'm a Cancer too, for those who don't know. With Jupiter leaving our sign and moving into Leo, it puts Jupiter in our second house instead of our first house, which second house is more about the money. And for some of you, it may seem like it's difficult right now, but the energy will be in our favor over the next year. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, you have to put in the work, and that is something we're about to discuss during this reading. As I always say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading the energy and the tarot cards. So let's get into it. I'm using 4 decks here. I have my... Which one is this one? The Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. I have the Angel Answers Oracle deck. And I forgot the name of this particular money deck. It's a money Oracle deck, but I forgot the name of it. And then I have the Tattoo Tarot deck that I'm using as well. So let's go ahead and start with the first Oracle deck. The first card that came out is the Library. And it says, take control of your own narrative. So it's sort of like you're the writer of your own story. For some of you, you might be in a defeatist energy right now. Maybe you received some type of bad news or something that might be a little bit alarming. I wouldn't worry too much about it. This is something that you can survive and even thrive afterwards. You just have to believe in yourself. One of the cards that came out that was stating that you have the ability to do that is actually the Lioness card that came out of the Oracle deck. And again, there's no gender in tarot, so don't worry about male or female or anything like that. It's just energy. So for this particular card, it's Lioness, and it says, you've earned all your stripes. Let me say that again. You've earned all your stripes. With that being said, this is a thing that happens sometimes with Cancers where they need additional assurance, even though the talent is there, even though the skills are there. They sometimes need that additional reassurance. This is saying you don't need that because you've already been through the test of life to give you the experience you need to handle whatever this is that you're going through right now. It isn't a thing of, oh, I need to get this skill or do that skill to handle this situation. I feel, and even though the Magician didn't come out in the tarot deck, I still feel there is a magician-like energy where you have all of the tools that you need to overcome any type of adversity that might exist. And just a heads up, there's a cat meowing in the background. You may not hear it because the cancellation is pretty good when I record this, but just in case you hear a cat, that's what that is, meowing in the background. But again, I feel like you have all of the tools that you need, and you may not realize it, but if you take time to just really evaluate things, you will see that everything you need is available to you because, again, you've already earned all your stripes. Now, let's go to the final card in this Oracle deck. It says sun. Paint the sun back into your sky. Again, paint the sun back into your sky. This is the thing where you have to sing a song. I don't know if you heard, it's like sing a song. What is it? what is it? Make it something and last the whole night long. Don't worry if you're not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song. You're responsible for your joy. And the sun is the happiest card in the deck. This is saying that you can bring back in your happiness. For some of you, it may feel dark right now, but this card is saying, paint the sun back into your sky. Don't let the darkness overcome you. That's what this card is saying. Now, for the numbers on the card, there might be some significance for the number 22, for the number 13, and for the number, which one is this one? 11. So 11, 22, and 13, which interestingly enough, 22 is a master number as well. All right, let's go to the money oracle deck. The first card that came out is Nugget. It says, small increase, valuable info, honest assessment. For career, it says fresh start, steady work, career building. So I'm hearing little by little, where something that you may be investing your time and or bandwidth in, you're building it up little by little. Now, the moon card came out as well in this oracle deck. It says moon, fleeting funds, unknown source, being guided. And then it says career, moonlighting, odd jobs, night shift, part-time is what it's saying. So some of you might be picking up a second job or doing something on the side. Others of you, you may not have a full-time job right now, but you're gathering your income where you can here and there little by little, which will, I don't know why for some of you, what I'm getting is that a stream of income may not be that big, but you will find a way to do multiple streams of income. For example, if you're bringing in $1,000 a month, clearly $1,000 a month is nothing compared to, the prices of things today and whatnot. But if you manage to bring in $1,000 a month from one source, but then in another source, you're bringing in $2,000 a month. And then in another source, you're bringing in $1,000 a month. From those three sources, that's $4,000 a month. Some of you may be bringing in more than that because you're extracting money from whatever stream of income you can. And some of you will surprise yourselves where you're thinking, oh, I'll be making like maybe 30, 40,000 a year. I feel some of you will be making 80 to 100,000 a year. And then I just heard 120 in my head. So somebody might be making 120,000 a year. There might even be a new job offer for 120,000 a year for your pay. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. The final card in the Money Oracle deck that came out is Watch. And it says, it's time to profit, divine timing, seize the moment. Then it says for career, waiting period, temp work, laid off. So some of you might have been laid off. And again, that goes back to the moonlighting, part-time, maybe fleeting funds, night shift, so on and so forth. I wouldn't worry about it too much because as I said before, there's other energy that's coming in, especially with the nugget, and it may be this thing where it's little by little. And that might be the frustration for some of you, where you feel like, well, wow, this isn't much, but at least it's something. But now I have to go out and get something else. I feel this is temporary. I think I'm getting, just bear with me here as I'm getting this information. What I'm getting is that this is a little bit of a slow roll. But once all of the systems and the workflows are in place, it'll sort of be automated where it's on autopilot. And I'm not saying set it and forget it because there will still be some type of maintenance required for whatever you're creating. But in the beginning, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm having to scrape and scrap for this little piece here and this little piece there, and I'm building this, and not as much as I would like is coming in, but luckily when I combine it with the other sources of income, it does add up to enough to pay the bills, and I can survive off of this. I believe this will grow over time, and by next year, you will be pleasantly surprised at the amount that it grows to, especially for those who are considering investing and doing the proper investing. You will be pleasantly surprised about what it grows to. Now, let's go into the final oracle deck, which is the Angel Answers. One of the cards that came out is Reconsider. Now, I'm skipping to the tarot for a moment. The Page of Swords did come out and the Knight of Swords came out. So air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Also with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, that gives me lots of movement, lots of chatter. For some of you, there may be an offer or multiple offers that you turn down, and you may turn one down very quickly. I want you to reconsider it and think it through. I'm not saying take the offer. I'm saying take time to think it over, where by default, you might have just rejected it once you were made the offer, but you might want to reconsider. Or if you were thinking about launching something, but then you're like, oh, I don't know, it's not the right time, you might want to reconsider. Think it over. I'm not saying that you have to. It's just certain things that are being brought to you or that may have been on your mind that you immediately shut out. Reconsider on some of the things, because you might have overlooked something, especially during Mercury retrograde. If you received any offers during Mercury retrograde, the reconsider for two reasons. First of all, it isn't usually good to take things during Mercury retrograde unless it's short term. Second of all, you could have missed something in the details, because communication during Mercury retrograde is usually lost, delayed, or misunderstood. And you might have misunderstood what the offer was, or maybe there was a detail that was overlooked. And that's why you turned it down, because you thought something wasn't present, but it actually was. So just reconsider on that. The second card that came out is If You Believe. This is going back to what I was saying at the beginning, where I said, you've earned all your stripes. You just have to believe in yourself that you have the skills to get you what you need, to bring in that income that you're hoping for, to put you in a position where you're happy with the work that you're doing. But in order for that to happen, you have to believe in yourself and you have to take action. That's the other card that came out. Take action. You can't get any results if you don't take the action to move towards the results. Can things be manifested? I mentioned this in other readings. Yes, you can manifest things. It's very, very possible to manifest something by thinking about it, focusing on it, writing things out, journaling, so on and so forth, bringing it into existence. Is very possible. However, the sure way to truly manifest something is to take action and put in the work. The more action you put in, the more focused you are, the more you believe in yourself. That is how you make success happen. And that's the other card that came out of the Oracle deck, is success. This energy is telling me success is there for you. Now, what I'm getting is that a lot of you, not most and not all, but a lot of you will be very frustrated, or you're frustrated right now, again, with how this is moving. You want it to happen as soon as possible, because especially if you're dealing with any financial obligations, and that's coming to light too, because I mentioned that in the full moon in Aquarius reading. You might want to check that out, where the sign of Cancer is having to deal with debts during this period. I even mentioned that I'm dealing with debts right now, where I'm having to negotiate and do all of these other things. So it's sort of front and center, and that's fine. Don't put your head in the sand. Focus on resolving the issues, focus on resolving the debts and moving forward. And you will find success in the end, as long as you take action and put in the work and believe in yourself. That's what you have to remember. Now, let's move to the tarot deck. The Four of Swords came out, which again, air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Four of Swords is about rest. Just as you need to take action on things, you also need to balance it out with rest. You're not any good to anyone if you're not well rested, if you don't have your right frame of mind, because it's rest, meditation, taking a pause, stepping away, and doing that. Also, resting is not pulling yourself into unnecessary issues, unnecessary drama. It's sort of like focusing on your work. The Eight of Pentacles came out after the Four of Swords. And with the Eight of Pentacles, it is about work. It is about perfecting your craft. Now, Judgment followed that. And Pentacles is Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Judgment is Scorpio energy, dealing with Pluto. And with Judgment, you need to make a decision. What do you want to do when it comes to your work? What do you want to do when it comes to where you live? What do you want to do when it comes to your finances? What do you want to do when it comes to your love life? The energy I'm getting, whatever you want to do, you have to put in the work. Whatever it is that you want to do, you have to put in the work. But Judgment is here, and it is time to take action. The Six of Cups came out, water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Six of Cups can be about nostalgia, which is understandable. We're just coming out of a Mercury retrograde. And also about heart's desire, which goes back to, what do you want to do? Where is your heart guiding you? What type of work brings you emotional fulfillment? What type of love relationship brings you emotional fulfillment? These are the things that you have to think of when it comes to your connections. And when it comes to those connections, how much do you want to pour into someone? How much do you want to pour into other people? Do you want to pour into other people and not pour into yourself? You have to think about these things. The Moon card, which is Pisces energy and obviously Cancer energy, has come out. So we have the Moon out twice. The Moon can deal with illusions, but also the Moon can deal with revelations. For some of you, you may have a revelation. Some secrets might be revealed to, or you may have received a secret. I don't know why, but for some of you, there's a really good business idea that has come to you or is coming to you, and it may be through a dream, whether it's a daydream or an actual dream, where it could make you a substantial amount of money. If you get that, don't dismiss it. I guess it goes back to reconsider, because maybe you've had dreams about things before, like ideas and stuff, and you just don't pay any attention to it. I recommend that you pay attention and really think it through. Run it through an AI or something and just say, hey, is this possible? How could I accomplish this in doing that? And that sort of goes into the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is definitely electronic communication. Some people may be reaching out to you by email or by text message. Maybe you heard from some people during Mercury retrograde that you haven't spoke to in a while, or maybe you talked to some people, as in you reached out, that you haven't spoke with in a while. But with the Knight of Swords is about taking action. The Knight of Swords is the swiftest knight out of both the knights. For some of you, again, it goes back to that sense of urgency where you want things to happen quickly. And if you're taking action, that's a good thing. Something's telling me to lift this take action card. Let me see what's under here. Yes. Okay. So if you're expecting an answer on something, or if you're looking for an answer to something, the answer is yes under the take action card. Because it's like, if I take action, will it be a good outcome? The card under take action is yes. So I feel there is a favorable outcome possible. Also, the final card is the Seven of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And with the Seven of Wands, that is having the high ground. With this particular card, it has a heart with a hand coming out of it holding a wand. And the thing that came to me as soon as I had seen the card was Heart of a Warrior, is what I have, Heart of a Warrior. I thought about naming this You've Earned All Your Stripes, but also I'm considering naming it Heart of a Warrior. There's good things happening. It's just that it may not be happening as quickly as you would like for it to. However, if you're taking action and putting in the work, this is saying that everything is here for you to keep happiness in your life. Everything is here for you to increase your finances, and everything is here for you to find a balance between pouring into others and pouring into yourself as well. But yeah, heart of a warrior, you've earned all your stripes. So have faith in yourself and know that whatever you're dealing with, you'll be able to overcome it. All right. So, Cancer, that is your message. Until next time, be blessed.